There's only two categories of people: raggedy or righteous. There is no in the middle. Is it true that insecurities can destroy every area of your life? That's a very good question, and let's dig into that. Today we're going to go over the 8 categories where insecurities can really harm your life. Category number 1 is your mind and your emotions. If you look to the screen and you see all of the symptoms of where insecurities can really affect the mind and the emotions of your life. Every one that you see up there is very, very serious and can really harm your life. Confidence is something that happens in stages. Just like insecurities, it happens in stages. The more failure, the more shame, the lower you keep going with the insecurity. And vice versa, the more you keep pushing, grinding, and accelerating, the more you keep rising, and the confidence builds in you like layers. Category number 2 is your relationships. How does insecurities affect your relationship? I'll tell you right now, it will destroy it from the inside out. 2 insecure people with each other is a total nightmare. If you look to the screen, and you'll see why it's a total nightmare if you look at the screen. Things like fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, those things will haunt you until the end of time if you don't address and handle these things. So building healthy confidence is always a key thing in our lives, or else these things are just going to really haunt us to death. Because if they have become normal in your life, it's because you have let that happen. So you have to dive deep and start getting up out of the rut. Some of my relationships in the past were a total nightmare because I was a very insecure man. Thankfully, I have battled a lot over the years. I no longer struggle with any insecurities anymore. Thank the Lord. Category number 3 is a very important one, and it is your decision making. I believe an insecure person, if they are very insecure, will not make any of the right choices at all. Everything in their life will be the total opposite of what they should actually do. And that could really be haunting to somebody because it's like going the wrong direction every day of your life. And imagine how backwards you will end up with years of that pattern in your life. It won't be very good. So look at all the symptoms up there of where it can really haunt you. You need to do whatever you got to do to get up out of that insecure place. Category number 4 is work and purpose. This definitely has a big impact on your confidence or your insecurities. Not speaking up or avoiding leadership can really haunt you if you keep dodging what you're supposed to be called to do. Maybe some people were called to be a leader, but they're just too scared to lead. Or someone who is seeking constant approval even though they've done a good job. Things like that really will just drag you down. Number 5 is huge. Social life, oh boy. When it comes to insecurities, you will be hanging around with the worst of the worst depending on how bad your insecurities actually are. Some people be walking around with glorified zombies these days, and there is just no shame in them because the insecurity is actually that low. You won't know how insecure your insecurities really are until you get around someone who's extremely confident and knows what's what. You get around that and they will show you exactly what's right and what's wrong. Insecurities ultimately will haunt your social life if you are not secure. After almost 4 long years of fitness journey, almost all of the old people that I've hung around with when I had insecure are totally eliminated. They're not even eligible anymore. They can't be eligible anymore because if I brung those insecure creatures back into my life, it would literally haunt my brain and start dragging me into their low world. So you really got to be careful of the circle. You got to be careful of having insecurities and where it will lead you. It'll lead you to a very, very bad place. Number 6 is our character. Insecurities are going to have an impact all around our character. Things like being defensive, blaming others, etc. These type of things are really going to have an impact on our character and dictate who we're actually allowed to be around. Nobody godly is going to want to be around bad character people. They're just going to get pushed to the back. And those people are going to just be stuck with each other in the back. They don't understand that. And you won't know how bad your character is until you get around some confident people with some actual integrity, morals, and values. Then we move on to number 7, which is our physical health. Having low self-esteem, having insecurities will definitely translate into your sleep patterns, your daily cycles, and all the things you do. And it will start to drag your physical health right under. Because if you're constantly worrying, you constantly have fear in you, your health slowly is deteriorating each day, or rapidly. It could be rapid, I don't know. But one thing I can tell you is it will absolutely have a negative effect on your life very quickly. Having an abusive partner, living in a household that is filled with chaos will have you aging 3 times faster than a normal, healthy person that lives in peace. And finally, we move on to number 8, which is spiritual life, and how insecurities can affect our spiritual life, believe it or not. It definitely can heavily. When fear starts replacing faith, when we start neglecting prayer and not believing, when we start believing lies instead of the truth, that's when we know we're in a very bad place and insecurities have translated into our spiritual life. So ultimately, if you look at all 8 categories and all of the things that will have negative impacts on you, it's really alarming how bad insecurities can haunt your life. It really is. It's very surprising to me too when I looked at this list and realized how long it was. I definitely have been on that list many times in the past. The only way to get off of those lists in a positive way is to start building confidence. It really is. And confidence can take years and years and years and years to build. You're not going to just get real confidence overnight. It's like gold. You're not going to just get it. You actually have to earn it. 100% have to earn it in the gym. You have to earn it in your life. You have to start showing some integrity and start pushing some bad people away in your life. There's one thing I've really figured out in this life. There's only 2 categories of people: raggedy or righteous. There is no in the middle. You are either here or you are here. And that's how I identify people. If they are negative and confrontational in a negative way, if they're just spewing bad things, they're automatically going in the raggedy category. That's where they belong. And they're going to hang out with other raggedy people. I am looking for godly people that are making godly choices and representing God. And those people are very hard to find. And if you can't find them, it's not better to go blend in with the raggedy. No, you have to stay away from the raggedy. God doesn't want you hanging with raggedy people. So get yourself corrected, start building your confidence, and get all those insecurities out of you so you can start getting in a godly category and actually have blessings land in your life. So I hope this was helpful, and we'll see everybody on the next one.